The Minnesota Timberwolves have lost 4-2 to the San Antonio Spurs in the second round of the NBA playoffs. So today I'm going to be doing a realistic rebuild of the team throughout the rest of Anthony Edwards' career and seeing if I can bring Minnesota their very first NBA championship. So to get this thing started, we'll see who wins the championship here. SGA and Cat are the conference finals MVPs. As the Thunder look to go back-to-back, we'll see if they're able to complete it, but no, they are not. The Knicks will win the championship here. Jalen Brunson will take home the MVP. So the Thunder are not able to go back-to-back, and we have yet another new NBA champion. I'm pretty sure the stat is we've had a new NBA champion for like 7 years in a row, something like that. But here to player retirements, LeBron not retiring. Mike Conley also said he's going to be coming back for one more year, so he won't be retiring. I don't really know if Joe Ingles is going to be retiring, so I'm just going to leave this here. Steph Curry is not retiring. Al Horford, I don't think is retiring either. And so before we actually get started with this rebuild, we're just going to take a quick second to go over this roster. So as some of you guys might know, I am a Timberwolves fan, so I do kind of have somewhat of an idea of how Tim Conley operates and how we can actually do a realistic rebuild here. And the main thing here is Julius Randle is most likely getting moved this offseason. Like, I would be very surprised if next season Julius Randle is still on this team. And realistically speaking, I do believe he's going to get moved here. As for a guy like Rudy Gobert, I don't think he's going to get moved. I just don't see many teams out there really wanting to trade for him. I'm sure there is some trade market for Rudy Gobert, but I just don't think there's a team out there that's going to want to give up what the Timberwolves would want in exchange for Rudy. So Rudy won't be getting moved this offseason. Neither will Jaden. I just cannot see the Timberwolves trading Jaden McDaniels. I would be very surprised if we did. Ayo Dosunmu, of course, is a free agent. I would like to bring him back. And Naz Reid, there is some trade rumors around him, but I don't really see him getting traded. Bones Highland, he's a free agent. You know, he wants to come back here. I think we're going to re-sign him, and I hope we do re-sign him. And the thing with Dante, of course, he is hurt, but I do have injuries off, so it's not showing up. The thing with Dante is I think he could actually get traded. If he was not hurt, he would not be getting traded, period. He was playing so good in the playoffs before he got hurt. It was so unfortunate. But when you consider that the Timberwolves really want to contend right now, his contract is very tradable, like $12 million a year. That would be very beneficial to try and trade for a guy like Giannis, which I don't think a Giannis trade will happen for the Timberwolves, but I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, I would love it as a Timberwolves fan, but like, I don't see it happening. But honestly, I would not be surprised if the Timberwolves trade him just because they want to move his contract in a trade. As much as I would absolutely hate to see it happen, I think it's pretty likely that it actually ends up happening, which is going to be unfortunate if it actually does this offseason. But Kyle Anderson, it says he has one more year with $9 million on his contract, which is not true. He's a free agent, unless I'm missing something, but I'm like pretty positive he's a free agent. And of course, Jalen Clark, TSJ, who's for some reason only a 73 overall. He should be a lot higher than that, but okay. And then there's Yohan Berenger, first round pick from last year, Julian Phillips, who was in the Ayo Dosunmu trade, and then a couple of two-way guys here, of course, Rocco Zikarski, I think that's how you say it, the second round pick from last year. But yeah, here going into our first offseason, I think it's really just Julius Randle getting moved, and I'm going to try to work out a trade that actually makes sense and something I could actually see happening. And like I said, I do think the Timberwolves are going to pursue Giannis, which, I mean, they tried to this past trade deadline, obviously didn't work out. And I think Giannis does want to come to Minnesota, so I think the asking price for Giannis lowers a little bit when you consider the fact that the Bucks do want to send him to where he wants to go. I just don't think the Timberwolves have the assets the Bucks will want in order to do a Giannis trade, because I think we only have like one tradable first round pick, which the Bucks are going to want multiple first round picks if they're moving Giannis, as well as young assets. I really only see TSJ as like a tradable young asset, and I also don't think the Bucks would want to move Giannis for Julius Randle, TSJ, Dante DiVincenzo, and a first round pick. I just cannot see that happening. As much as I would love Giannis, as I've said, I just don't see it happening because the Bucks do want Jaden McDaniels plus more in a Giannis trade. I really just don't see that happening. But the draft lottery here, of course, we already know what it is in real life. This is just the start today. And also, there's a lot of talk about firing Chris Finch. I honestly could not disagree more. Chris Finch has been one of the best head coaches in franchise history, and he's been our best one in recent memory. Now, with that being said, I think Chris Finch needs to improve on a lot of things, like number one, his offensive scheme, as well as his ability to develop younger players. However, I think Chris Finch is a very good coach, and I don't think the Timberwolves should even consider firing him. And I think it would be a big mistake if the Timberwolves did end up firing him, which I don't think they will. And here in the 2026 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings will be selecting Darren Peterson with the first overall pick. AJ goes to the Wizards at pick 2. What about the Nets at pick 3? We have a trade to announce. Who will the Nets be trading away for pick 3? Jaren Jackson to the Nets, as well as a first-round pick for pick 3, and Terrence Mann. So Jaren Jackson, who the Jazz just traded for, is now on the move for the 3rd overall pick. We'll see who the Jazz take. They also pick at pick 5 too. So they get Cameron Boozer, and then they're back up right after this Clippers pick. We'll see who the Clippers decide to take. Caleb Wilson, okay. Well, who do the Jazz take? Keaton Wagler at pick 5. So they get Cameron Boozer and Keaton Wagler. So I'm just going to sim to user pick here, and we'll see who's on the board here. 18 trade offers. I don't really think the Timberwolves would trade out of this pick because we don't really have many picks for the future, so having a first round pick this year is kind of crucial. But just for the sake of it, I'll look at these trade offers to see if there's anything that I think they would accept, and it's going to be no player trade. It's just going to be all draft pick trades. Okay, yeah, we're not going to be doing any of those. Although I will say this trade offer is very tempting. This, unfortunately, is a realistic rebuild. A trade I could see actually happening is Ja Morant heading to Minnesota, and Julius Randle would, of course, be in that package, so salaries match up and everything like that. And Kyle Anderson, even though I really don't think he's on a 1-year, $9 million deal, I could be wrong, but I'm very positive he's a free agent this year. I'm also offering our 28th pick as well as our 2nd round pick 29 in exchange for Ja Morant and the 2nd pick in the 2nd round. We'll see if the Grizzlies accept, and they do. And here with our first 2nd round pick, I think taking the best power forward on the board makes the most sense after moving away from Julius Randle. We will be drafting Kareem Lopez here with our 2nd round pick, and then we do have one more. Well, I guess all of the players available have F overall. I did not know that about this draft class. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it makes more sense to just trade this for whatever we can get. We'll be accepting this deal with the Wizards here, 2028 2nd round pick for this pick. I guess for some reason in this draft class it had a ton of 40 overalls, which I really don't know why that is, but okay, I guess we'll just move on. But Kareem Lopez is a 73 overall and is also 19, so plenty of development ahead for him. I think probably both of these get accepted. I mean, TSJ for sure 100%, which again, by the way, 73 way too low. He should be at least a 77 overall, which I think you could even make the case he should be an 80 overall. Julian Phillips, of course, he was just traded here, so we'll be accepting his player option here, or not his player option, his team option, but same thing. Qualifying offers, Jalen Clark, yes. Rocco, yes. Zion Pullen, I don't really know much about him. I can't really say if they would extend a qualifying offer because I just don't really know about him, so I'm not going to do it here. But here for free agency, Ayo Dosunmu, of course, would be re-signed here, and Mike Conley, minimum deal, absolutely bring him back. So here in free agency, Ayo Dosunmu decides to re-sign on a 5-year deal, and on 3 minimum contracts we pick up Mike Conley, Duncan Robinson. Because Dante DiVincenzo is out, adding a 3-point guy like Duncan Robinson would be a huge addition for this team, and Marvin Bagley because we need that big man depth after trading Julius Randle away. So of course there's also Bones Highland and Jalen Clark and Rocco that I'm also looking to bring back. And Julian Phillips wants an extension, so I offered him 2 years on a minimum deal and he accepts, so we'll take that. And the thing with Bones here is he wants $5 million a year, which we really cannot afford to pay him. I'm only able to offer a minimum contract, and before he was declining all those offers, but I guess this time there's actually a chance he'll accept it. But as for Jalen Clark, we're just going to do the qualifying offer for him. But just looking around the league though, LeBron back to the Lakers, Harden back to the Cavs, pretty much all re-signs here. Norman Powell to the Pistons though, that's new. Kristaps decides to go to the Hawks. Is there any other? CJ McCollum to the Suns. Anything else? Mark Williams to the Bulls. Kevin Porter Jr. to the Grizzlies. But Bones Highland does accept the 1-year minimum contract, and Jalen Clark and Rocco both have qualifying offers which will be accepted there. So player progression, Ja Morant is up to an 88, Jaden McDaniels is up to an 86. Ayo Dosunmu regresses though. Considering he's only 26 and got better in the season, the fact that he goes down is interesting, but okay. Rudy drops down to an 82. I mean, I get it, he's 34, but Naz Reid regressing. I thought in the playoffs he played decent, so that's pretty surprising. Bones Hyland's up to a 79, Duncan Robinson down to a 76 though. TSJ and Yon up to 74s, Jalen Clark as well, Mike Conley down to a 74. It's kind of expected, he's 38. And before the season starts, we need to clear up some cap space. However, I'm not going to take a first round pick from the Grizzlies because I realistically don't think that they would give up a first for Julian Phillips. We're just going to take a future second and we'll do that deal. And we also need one more roster spot, so I'm sorry Rocco, we're just gonna have to release you, is what it is. And so now going into our first official year of this rebuild, Ja Morant is in at the 1, Ant at the 2, Jaden at the 3, Naz Reid, I moved him to the 4, so he's gonna be playing power forward for us. And then Rudy is still in at center. Ayo Dosunmu, Marvin Bagley, Bones Hyland, Duncan Robinson will be our bench unit. I don't think I want to run a 10-man rotation. I mean, getting TSJ some minutes as well as Yon Berenjay some minutes, I'm not against, but I mean, I don't know. Usually when you go to a 10-man rotation, you just start losing a lot more games that you would normally be winning. So I think for now, we'll just leave it as a 9-man. Actually, you know what? 4 minutes off of Duncan Robinson. In those 4 minutes, we'll go to TSJ and we'll see how that works out. But for the time being though, there's really no moves to make. We're just going to head on to the trade deadline and we'll see how this team is doing. So with how things are going, I don't really see a reason to make any trades. I think we're in a pretty good spot. We're also about a month away from when Dante actually can return, which would probably be around this area. So about a month left in the season, Dante will be making his return. I think this is probably around the time he'll return next season. I mean, if he does at all. I guess you never really know with those types of injuries. I guess you really never know. He might need to take a full year off. That could happen, but if he does return, I would say it would probably be around this area as well. But Dante is also willing to re-sign, and since we decided not to trade him, and like I said earlier, I do think the Timberwolves will utilize his cap hit and try and move him. We decided against it here, so we'll offer him a 4-year deal on 5.4 for the salary, and he does decide to accept. So yeah, with that being said, he's going to be back within the next couple of weeks. But here with the season over, Nikola Jokic averaging a triple-double is the MVP. Cam Boozer, Rookie of the Year. Kevin Porter Jr., 6th Man of the Year. Wemby, Defensive Player of the Year. Who would have guessed? He's going to win like a million of these in his career. But Zachary here, though, Most Improved Player, getting up to 20 points per game, going from 9 to 20. LaMelo Ball, Clutch Player of the Year, averaging 30 points per game. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. And I win GM of the year. We have a 98 overall team, 99 offense, and a 96 overall defense. Luka, NBA Cup MVP. So all NBA teams, Anthony Edwards, I would imagine. No, he's actually not on any. Okay. But we did end up with the 1 seed here in the Western Conference, and we're going to be taking on the Los Angeles Clippers here. So they signed Isaiah Joe and Kobe White and Brandon Williams, I guess. They drafted Caleb Wilson, of course, and Isaiah Jackson, I'm pretty sure they signed him, or no, I guess they re-signed him or something like that. I also did look into trading for Kawhi Leonard before I decided to trade for Ja Morant, but of course that trade idea really didn't end up working out. But we'll see about game 1 here in our series, and it goes to them. What about game 2? It goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. All right, game 4. We're down 3-1. Okay, well, that means it's about time to go down to an 8-man rotation, and we'll see if we can make this 3-1 comeback here. So we'll hop into Simcast. I want to set these matchups. So Kawhi, Jaden McDaniels 100%. Darius Garland, I think, should get the Anthony Edwards matchup. I think putting Rudy on Caleb Wilson and then Naz on Isaiah Jackson might actually work out. But here we'll get the Simcast going. We'll see if we're able to start this 3-1 comeback here. Game's kind of going back and forth, but we're starting to pull away here in the second half. We'll see if this momentum keeps going. It's kind of a close game. We win by 1 point. I didn't even realize the game was almost over. I thought the fourth quarter had just started. I wasn't even looking at the clock, but we win the game. Actually, they did change up their starting lineup a little bit, so these matchups will be a little bit different, but we'll see if we can go on to force a game 7 here. The Clippers come out swinging though, but we managed to take, wow, the 29-6 second quarter. Goodness gracious, what a point disparity. There's a 23-point differential in the second quarter. That's insanity. But we're kind of pulling away here in the second half. 73-56. We'll see if we can keep going and see if we can force a game 7. It looks to be good here, and we force a game 7. You know, they got Kawhi, but we got Jaden McDaniels. We'll see if we can win this game 7 and complete the 3-1 comeback. And we are coming out swinging, dominating the first quarter. We'll see if that holds in the second half. Kind of a little closer in the second half, though. If this game gets really close, we'll jump in and watch. But I think we have this one comfortably. And the 3-1 comeback is complete to take on the Mavericks here in round 2. The Mavericks have Kyrie, who was also a guy I considered trading for last offseason. Max Christie, Cooper Flagg, PJ Washington, Derek Lively. I mean, of course, the guys they drafted are new, but like, I don't think any free agency signings are new here. So we'll see about game 1 in our series. It will go to us. What about game 2? We'll go to us. Game 3, we'll go to the Mavericks. Game 4 goes to the Mavericks. Game 5 goes to us. Game 6, can we close out the series? And we do. We go on to the conference finals. After missing it last year, we're right back where we belong, taking on the San Antonio Spurs, who knocked us out 4-2 last year. And the Spurs team is pretty much the exact same thing. I don't think there's any... Well, they did sign Vucevic here and Sam Merrill. So we'll see about game 1. Goes to the Spurs. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3, us. Game 4, us. 3-1. Don't blow the lead. Can we close out the series? We cannot. What about in this next game? Ja Morant is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Cade Cunningham averaging 46 points per game on 68 field goal percentage. Oh my gosh, this is going to be brutal. Also on 73 3-point percentage. Cade is insane. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. We're taking on the Pistons in the Timberwolves' first ever franchise finals appearance. So we'll see about game 1. Goes to the Pistons. Also, by the way, I should mention, if we do win the championship this season, we're going to keep going because this is just year 1. I want to see if we can build a dynasty here in Minnesota, but we lose by 2 points in game 1 of the finals. What about game 2? Goes to us. Game 3, us. Game 4 goes to us. 3-1. We cannot blow the lead. Hopping into Simcast, we're going to set up Anthony Edwards here. Ja Morant on Norman Powell. I actually like the look of this. Ant gets the Cade matchup. Norman Powell gets Jaden. Amen Thompson gets Ja Morant. We'll see how this works out here as we try to close out this series and not blow the 3-1 lead. It's kind of going back and forth in this first half, and we'll see. It looks like we're going to pull away with this, though, in the fourth quarter, assumingly the Pistons don't make any comebacks. It's kind of close. 3-point game with 3 minutes to go. If this gets to like a minute and it's close, we're going to jump in and watch. But, I mean, no, we're going to pull away with this one. Anthony Edwards with the series on the line goes up. Oh, that was horrible. Okay, doesn't matter though. Here in the finals, game 5, the Minnesota Timberwolves take down the Detroit Pistons and win their franchise's first championship here in this rebuild. Like I said, we're not satisfied with just one championship. We're looking to build a dynasty here with Anthony Edwards here in Minnesota. I would imagine Anthony Edwards will win Finals MVP. Actually, it could be Ja Morant because he did win Conference Finals MVP. So it really could go either way. I guess we'll find out here, but Anthony Edwards is holding the trophy here, so presumably it is him. But Minnesota Mike gets his ring, and he's going to be retiring after this season, so I'm glad he got a championship before he heads off into retirement. It is officially official. The Minnesota Timberwolves have won the championship, and indeed it is Anthony Edwards who averaged 34, 3, and 4. But yeah, LeBron retires, Mike Conley retires, KD, we can override his. Dame, we can also override that, but we have no picks in this draft, and honestly, I don't really have any interest in trading for any, so we're just going to head straight to team player options here. So Rudy Gobert accepts his $38 million player option. TSJ, we're going to accept that. Kareem Lopez and Yoan Berenjay as well. Jalen Clark qualifying offer, we will be extending that out as well. Jalen Clark on a 3-year minimum deal, will offer him that contract. Hopefully he accepts. We also do have a few other extensions to work out. Jaden McDaniels, if we could offer him 18.3 over 3 years, we'll offer him this and he accepts. We'll offer Naz Reid 4.95 on a 2-year addition to his contract and he accepts that one as well. Terrence Shannon Jr., he wants a minimum deal. We'll offer him that for 3 years and he accepts. And I mean, Rudy Gobert, he's going to be like 90 years old. He wants $9 million a year. I don't really know how I feel about that because he's going to regress, which I mean, it's fine to have him in rotation, but like $9 million for a backup center who's going to be like a 78 overall, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Luka Garza, Timberwolves legend, is sitting in free agency here. I actually saw him at a Vikings game one time. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago or something, but it was after the game was over. I was walking out of the stadium and I saw him. I didn't go up to him and say hi or anything like that. I just like walked by and I looked up because he's really tall in real life. Obviously he's 6'10", but I mean, looking back at it, it would have been kind of cool to get a picture with him, but you know, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, I guess I fumbled my opportunity there. But anyways though, the only free agency signing I think we're going to make here is probably just re-signing, where is he at? Mr. Marvin Bagley here, because we really don't have cap space. And also, I did want to bring back Bones Highland, but unfortunately, he wants $8 million a year, and we can't even try offering him. And so here we re-signed Jalen Clark, Marvin Bagley, and I picked up Jay Huff because I just know Rudy's going to regress like crazy, so 2-year minimum deal. D'Lo, we're bringing him back to Minnesota. We needed a third string point guard. And honestly, I really liked D'Lo in Minnesota. I know a lot of fans didn't, but he was one of my favorite players when he was here. And since I'm the GM now, we're going to be bringing him back to Minnesota. Also, Aaron Wiggins, we picked him up. But around the league though, Wemby goes back to the Spurs. Giannis goes to the Warriors, which pretty much always happens in these 2K sims. But KD goes back to the Warriors, so he's teaming up with Giannis. Dame is also going back to the Bucks though. MPJ to the Grizzlies. Asar Thompson to the Lakers with Luka. Player progression, Ja Morant is up to an 89. Ayo DeSumo regresses yet again for some reason. Rudy's down to a 79, and so is Naz Reid regressing again for whatever reason, despite him being 27 years old. Okay, Marvin Bagley and Jay Huff also regress. Yoan Berenger though up to a 76, TSJ 75, D'Lo regresses, Kareem Lopez up to a 74. But yeah, for the most part, this lineup is pretty much the same thing. Of course, Ja, Ant, Jaden, Naz, and Rudy. Ayo's off the bench with Dante, who we're going to get a full year of instead of just it being about a month in the playoffs last year. Marvin Bagley's back. Jay Huff is also new to the rotation. So the only new player to our rotation here is Jay Huff. Extension, minimum deal for 2 years. I mean, I guess why not? But Ja's been saying he wants to test free agency for the past like 2 years now, which is unfortunate because I would like to re-sign him. Also, Ant is not ready to sign an extension. But I guess here I'll look around for trade offers. I don't expect myself to do anything crazy here though. So I'm trying to get Roy Hachimura here to upgrade our 4th spot, but I'm telling you the 76ers will not accept anything. So I'm offering 2 first-round picks, TSJ for Rui, and a handful of seconds. Will they accept this? Of course they will not. What if I were to take out 1 second? They will still not. Take out 2 seconds? Still no. Take out another second. What about Rui and no seconds? Well, they still won't. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, they accept this offer with 1 second. Okay, I think we're getting close. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to give up this much. Like, adding Roy would be really solid. However, this is like all of my draft capital here. Like, this is 2 first-round picks and a ton more. Honestly, I'm gonna look elsewhere. So I decided not to make any trades. It was way too difficult to do business with anyone. But yeah, Giannis in his first year on the Warriors wins MVP, averaging 32 and 10. Do we have any Timberwolves on all NBA teams this year? We have Ja Morant, but no Anthony Edwards, I guess. I mean, Ant did average 29 and 4 on 56% and 5 assists, so I'm very surprised. He was probably in the MVP race, so that's pretty surprising. And he also was an all-star this year, so it's very surprising he was not all NBA this year, but I guess it is what it is. So we take on the Spurs here. We are the 3 seed this year. The Spurs, of course, we did face last year, and I don't think there's much new on this team. I think this is pretty much the same thing. I guess they added Yusuf Nurkic, maybe also Colin Gillespie. He might be new. Is he new? Yeah, he got traded mid-season. So there's a couple new additions to the Spurs team. We'll see if we can take them down. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2, us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4, us. 3-1. Don't blow the lead. We close out the series, and we will be taking on the Dallas Mavericks for the 2nd year in a row. The Mavericks here, they added Keldon Johnson to their team. Anybody else new? I don't think so. So we'll see about game 1 in our series. We'll go to them. Game 2 also goes to them. Game 3, us. Game 4, us. We tie the series up at 2. Game 5 goes to us. What about game 6? Can we close out the series? And we can. We're taking on the Giannis and KD led Golden State Warriors here. So this Warriors team is pretty good. Of course, they were the 1 seed, and Giannis did just win MVP. I would say overall, this Warriors team looks very good. We'll see about game 1 here in our series. It will go to them. Game 2, us. Game 3, us. Game 4, us. 3-1. Don't blow the lead, and we win. Ja Morant, back-to-back Western Conference Finals MVPs. Jalen Brunson. So the Knicks, who won the championship 2 years ago, are facing us, who won the championship last year. This is, of course, Cat's Revenge series, and Dante DiVincenzo's as well. Of course, Julius Randle got traded, but this Knicks team is pretty much the same. I don't know if there's any new additions to this team. Yeah, we'll see about game 1. Goes to them. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3, them. Game 4, tied up at 2. Game 5 goes to us. Can we close out the series here? So we'll rock with these matchups. We'll see how it goes here as we try to go back to back. So going into the 4th quarter, it's looking like we're starting to run away with it, but the Knicks are not out just yet. It's only a 13-point game here with 7 minutes to go, and it's looking good for us though. I think this might just be a back-to-back for your Minnesota Timberwolves. Ja Morant, series on the line at the buzzer for 3. It's off. The Minnesota Timberwolves, though, are going back-to-back as we win 122-101 here in Game 6. It's starting to look like a dynasty here in Minnesota as we go back-to-back. Of course, next season, we're going to be looking for that three-peat. For the 2nd year in a row, your Minnesota Timberwolves are NBA champions. Anthony Edwards averaging 27, 4, and 6 on 58%, wins Finals MVP for the 2nd year in a row. So now heading into the offseason, KD is retiring. James Harden at an 80 overall is retiring. Also, speaking of James Harden, I did just do a Rockets Prime James Harden rebuild, which if you've not seen that, I recommend you check that out after you finish watching this video. And here with the 28th pick in the 2028 NBA draft, I don't really know where I want to go with this pick. I think point guard is probably the move because Ja Morant is a free agent, even though I'm pretty sure he'll be back, but he's also getting kind of older, same with Dante. And there's this guy, Abe Foster, who I think with his perimeter defense and playmaking kind of fits what we need on this team, because we don't really need a point guard that can score, but a point guard that can play good defense and play make. I think that's really what we need here. So Abe Foster will be our pick here with the 28th pick, and then we also do have a 2nd round pick, so we'll see who's available here. And this guy, Howard Owens, seems to be a good 3-point shooter. His ceiling is Jay Crowder, which I think is pretty solid if you can get that in the 2nd round. So we'll take him here, and that will do it for this draft. So the number 1 overall pick was an 83 overall, then the next one was a 73. So there's a huge drop off in terms of overall after the number 1 overall pick. So team player options, Yoan Berger, we will be accepting that. Luka declines his player option though. We do have some cap space. I don't think we have Luka Doncic cap space, but we do have some cap space. But Kareem Lopez, we will be extending the qualifying offer out there. So, of course, Ja Morant, we do have bird rights. He wants $53 million. So Ja Morant re-signs to a 5-year deal, and Wendell Carter agrees to a 2-year deal with us. Zion to the Bulls, though. Darius Garland to the Kings. Alexander Sarr to the Pacers. So some interesting signings here in free agency. Julius Randle to the Mavericks. Okay, well, here Kareem Lopez agrees to a 3-year deal with us, and that will be it for free agency here. So Ant regresses at 26 years old. Okay, and Jaden at 27 also regresses. I do not understand the regression in this game. It makes 0 sense. Dante and Nas regress a little bit. Jay Huff also, but not his overall, just his mid-range. Berger, though, is up to a 77. Aaron Wiggins regresses. Rudy Gobert regresses a lot. He's down to a 75 overall. And then Kareem Lopez up to a 75, and I think that's it. So it says the Hornets are a team that's buying right now, and their current starting center is a 73 overall. So I think you guys know where I'm going with this. We'll just have to see if they actually accept this. Rudy Gobert in a 2nd for a 1st round pick, and they do accept it. And we're gonna trade Jay Huff here because I want to get Yoan Berger some more minutes. I think getting 1 while also giving up a 2nd round pick is fair, so we will be doing this trade with the Heat there. And Anthony Edwards has finally decided to re-sign, so we're gonna offer him 48 on 4 years. But here, as we look to go for a 3-peat, we got relatively the same team, except Wendell Carter is now our starting center, and Yoan Berger is getting real minutes off the bench here. And here with the season over, Wemby wins MVP. Jim Harper, auto-generated guy. I think he was the number 1 overall pick He wins Rookie of the Year. Zion, 6th Man of the Year. What's his overall? 85 coming off the bench. Chris Finch, Coach of the Year though, but I did not win Executive of the Year. That goes to the Warriors GM. Oh, also John Morant won NBA Cup MVP. But do we have any All-NBA team? Anthony Edwards, All-NBA 3rd team. So we are the number 1 seed here. We will be taking on the Los Angeles Clippers, who did pick up Bones Highland. They also have RJ Barrett, Kawhi, who's down to an 83, Caleb Wilson, and Zubac is back over on the Clippers. So we'll see about game 1. Goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. What about game 3? Can we sweep them here in game 4? And we can. We take on the Dallas Mavericks in round 2. The Mavericks, who have Kyrie, Cooper Flag, and they did pick up Julius Randle this offseason. Derek Lively's there. We'll see about game 1 in this series. We'll go to them. Julius Randle. How many did Julius Randle drop? Just out of curiosity. Because I'm pretty sure this is the first time. He dropped 19. I'm pretty sure this is our first time facing him in the playoffs after moving him. But what about game 2? Us. Game 3. Us. Game 4. Them, game 5. 3-2 series heading into game 6. Can we close it out? We cannot. Game 7. So we'll go down to an 8-man rotation here. I think, how is Yon doing? 4.1. I mean, he's more of a defensive guy and a rebounding guy anyways. I think we'll rock with these defensive matchups and we'll see if we can close out the series here in game 7 and go for this three-peat here. So the Mavericks come out swinging though, kind of back and forth here in the second quarter. The Mavericks are looking to take control though, and it's looking like they're kind of slipping away with this one, and I think they are. The Minnesota Timberwolves, for the first time, we are eliminated here in the second round of the playoffs. Ant dropped 30, John Morant 25. So it was really just a collective effort. They had a ton of guys in double digits, and we just unfortunately could not match it, and we are eliminated here. So we'll see who wins the championship here. It'll be the Mavericks and Hawks meeting in the finals, and it will be the Hawks winning 4-1, with Zachary winning MVP, averaging 28 points per game. So he really turned it around. This is an auto-generated draft class, and Taj Gibson Jr. is in here. That's interesting. But here for pick 30, this is our only pick in this draft class. We're just going to go best player available. But here with our only pick in this draft, we're going to be picking up small forward Neil Livingston. I really didn't know who else to take, so we're just going to grab him. He's from England though. I can't think of many NBA players from the UK, so that's interesting. He is a 70 overall though. We will be, of course, signing that. So Howard Owens, will be picking up that team option for him. Jason Tatum though, 71 million. I did not know that was his contract. Goodness gracious. Qualifying offers though, Yoan Beringer, I would love to bring him back, and ideally we can. Do we have bird rights on him? We do. But Ayo Dosunmu wants to re-sign. We'll see if he'll accept this offer, and he does. Dante DiVincenzo also wants to re-sign on a minimum. We'll offer him. Naz Reid also wants an extension for a minimum contract, so we'll do that. And same with Terrence Shannon Jr. We have a lot of guys taking team-friendly deals, and another one, Jalen Clark, will extend him. So the 76ers were huge spenders in free agency. They re-signed Tyrese, they re-signed VJ Edgecombe, and they also pick up Devin Booker. So if we make it to the finals, the 76ers could be a team to watch out for. But Ace Bailey still hasn't signed yet. He might be going to the Bulls on a 1-year, $22 million deal. Well, he does sign to the Bulls, but on a 4-year deal instead. And Ant continues to regress despite averaging 28 points. I don't understand it, but okay. Jaden McDaniels, though, progresses. Ayo Dosunmu regresses. And yes, some good progression out of Beringer, Scottie Pippen, Kareem Lopez, Jalen Clark. But we do need to clear up 2 roster spots, so we're trading away Howard Owens in exchange for a 2nd-round pick, as well as a 2nd-round pick swap. Also, I just really have not seen the progression out of TSJ that I would like to see. He's not getting any minutes for us. So he's going to be going to Miami, where he's going to have a better chance to actually get minutes over there for 3 2nd-round picks. The only changes here, John Collins is a starter here, Yoan Beringer getting more minutes, and I think that's pretty much it. So Zion goes back-to-back 6th Man of the Year awards as an 85 overall, and Wemby wins MVP. And Chris Finch, Coach of the Year, as we go 64-18, which that might actually be a franchise record. Actually, no, I'm completely wrong. We did better than that last season. So I guess I just don't know ball. But here in the first round, we're taking on the Lakers, who of course have Luka. Also, Asar Thompson is there, and DeAndre Ayton is still there. We'll see about game 1. Goes to us. Game 2. Goes to us. Game 3. Goes to them. What about game 4? Tied up at 2. Okay. Well, that means it's time for the good old-fashioned 8-man rotation. We'll see about this next game here. It goes to them. Okay, I guess the 8-man rotation did not work. Ant dropped 40 as we lose by 4 points. We'll see how these defensive matchups go. So entering the fourth quarter here, it's a 9-point game. We'll see if we're able to hold on to the lead, though. The Lakers looked like they were making a little bit of a comeback, but I think it's too little too late, and we're going to force a game 7. But it kind of looks like this is going to be a blowout here. Well, the Lakers are kind of coming back. We'll see if the fourth quarter, 12-point game with a minute, I think we're good. Yeah, it kind of got close there at the end. 43 points, though, in the fourth quarter. But as Ant drops 35, Ayodosunmo drops 26 in Game 7. We advance onto the second round to take on the Utah Jazz, who do have Cam Boozer and Walker Kessler, who was drafted by the Timberwolves, fun fact. But we'll see if we're able to take them down here in round 2. They did just take down the MVP in round 1, 4-2, so we'll see about Game 2, though. Goes to us, Game 3. Goes to them, Game 4. Us, 3-1, don't blow the lead, 3-2. Oh my gosh, Game 7. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm making an adjustment here. I'm going to put Jaden McDaniels at the 4. Ayodosunmo will start in place of him, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put Jaden on Cam Boozer. Walker Kessler is going to get the Wendell Carter matchup, and then we're going to go with these matchups, and we'll see if we can win a Game 7 and not blow the 3-1 lead here. So the Jazz, it's kind of going back and forth a little bit, but the Jazz are actually starting to pull away. So maybe those defensive matchups didn't work. Cam Boozer is 6 of 14. We'll just have to hope we can make a comeback here in the second half. But here in the fourth quarter, it looks like, it's actually a close game. Jazz are kind of pulling away. 6-point game with a minute 35. Do I want to jump in? I think 7-point game, 55 seconds to go. I think we're going to lose a Game 7 and blow the 3-1 lead. Actually, 3-point game with 24 seconds to go. We'll jump in. All right, so the Jazz do have the ball. It's going to be inbounded, and they're going to be shooting free throws here. Let's hope this target center crowd can force at least one miss here, and they're both good. So we don't have any timeouts. We got to get up the court quick. Anthony Edwards, this has to be a make. What in the world was that defense? Okay, we make this a one-possession game, the inbound, and that's going to be Ant's 6th foul. So he just fouled out. So yeah, that's probably game. And that will do it for Game 7. The Timberwolves lose 106-111 to the Utah Jazz. But here it'll be Giannis and the Warriors and the Hawks looking to go back-to-back here. And the Hawks will indeed go back-to-back. Jonathan Kuminga is Rookie of the Year, or not Rookie of the Year, Finals MVP over his former team. And so the Heat pick that we got has the 3rd overall odds to get the number 1 overall pick. But we'll see here about the 2030 draft lottery, and the Timberwolves have won the draft lottery and the Thunder dropped to 5. So that is literally the best case scenario for us. So John Riley is the number 1 prospect here in this draft. His ceiling is James Worthy, but Frederick Bufford is the 2nd best prospect. He has a ceiling of Tim Duncan. So this is going to be a tough decision. Monty Cooper, who's apparently the 12th best prospect in this draft, has a ceiling of Blake Griffin. And there's also the possibility that we do trade out of this pick. So I'm going to evaluate all options here, and then you guys will see what I eventually decide to do. Now, this definitely is a very tempting offer. However, in terms of realism, this would not happen. Also, I'm just realizing the reigning finals champions are picking at pick 2, and we're also getting offered the finals MVP to move up 1 spot, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But after a lot of thinking, I have decided we will be picking Frederick Bufford with the number 1 overall pick. I feel like he fits our team more. We kind of need a power forward. And John Riley, he's great, but I just don't think he fits this team as much. So now we're going to go to our other pick, the 23rd pick in this draft. And I think we just take the best player available here, Trevor McMillan. He's an A- 3-pointer and B+ for perimeter defense. What's his ceiling? Willian. So his ceiling and floor is the exact same. Okay, well, Trevor McMillan, welcome to the team. But Abe Foster will accept his 2-year team option there. And so something I really do not understand here is Mikal Bridges wants $13 million. I can't offer him, but Walker Kessler wants 14, and I can offer him. That makes absolutely 0 sense. But we're going to offer Kareem Lopez this $9 million extension, and he accepts. And we pick up the guy we traded for Rudy Gobert. Walker Kessler signs to a 2-year deal. Jaden McDaniels, Walker Kessler, Ayodosunmo all regress. Berger is up to an 81. Naz Reid progresses up to a 79. John Collins is down to a 79. Kareem Lopez 78. Scottie Pippen and Dante regress, but Abe Foster is up to a 76 overall. overall, and Neil Livingston is up to a 71. And we're going to be moving Jalen Clark here because we need a roster spot, so as much as I love Jalen Clark, we kind of have to. For this team, we have Kareem Lopez as our starting 4 now. Walker Kessler, of course, is new. And number 1 overall pick, Frederick Bufford, is coming off the bench. So we have 3 big men coming off the bench. I'm not sure how I feel about that, actually. I think we'll get Scottie Pippen Jr. some minutes off the bench, and we'll see how this goes. And so here at the trade deadline, we are currently sitting at 43-6. So we have a chance to go for the wins record, and we're also, of course, first in the conference. So Cade, averaging 40 points per game, wins MVP. And we unfortunately did not break the wins record, but 68-14, that's still really good. And I'm not executive of the year. Okay, I see how it is. And of course, we are the 1 seed here. We're going to be taking on the Jazz, who we just lost to last year. Walker Kessler's revenge series, though. So the Jazz have Bronny at the 1. Of course, Cam Boozer is still in town, so we'll see if we can take down the Jazz this year. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2, us. Game 3, us. Game 4, can we sweep them? We can. We go on to the second round to take on the Sacramento Kings, who have Rob Dillingham, former Timberwolf. Darren Peterson, 94 overall, is still there. And Darius Garland is coming off the bench at 86 overall. What about game 1? Goes to us. Game 2, them. Game 3, us. Game 4. 2-2 series. Okay. What about game 5? It will go to us. Game 6. We win the series in 6. We are back in the conference finals taking on Giannis and the Warriors, unless Giannis left, which I don't think he did. So yeah, it's Pods at the 1, Trey Murphy at the 2, Giannis is still there, Khalil Ware in at the 5. We'll see about game 1 in this series. It will go to us. Game 2, us. Game 3, 2-1 series. What about game 4? 3-1. Don't blow the lead like last year. And we are back in the finals. Will we take on the Knicks in the finals for the second time? The Pistons force a game 7. The Pistons, Cade Cunningham, who averaged 40 points and won MVP, is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Ja Morant, Western Conference Finals MVP. So we are back in the finals. Game 1 will go to us. Game 2, us. Game 3, 2-1 series. Game 4, 3-1. Don't blow the lead. This is the one place you don't want to blow a 3-1 lead at all, but like this is the one spot you don't want to blow a 3-1 lead. And it looks like we're coming out strong here in the first half. Actually, the Pistons are kind of clawing their way back, and they take the lead here. We'll go through this fourth quarter, and the Pistons kind of have the leads, kind of going back and forth. I think we'll get under a minute here. It's a 6-point game with 50 seconds to go. We'll jump in. So the Pistons have the ball in a 4-point game here with 41 seconds. We don't have to foul, but we have to force a miss. Almost a turnover there. Oh, that would have been huge. All right, well, we're doubling at the top of the key. Is Cade on the court? Cade's on the court. We're just doubling everyone, I guess. Okay. Wide open Jalen Duren. I don't know what the defensive scheme was there, but was not good. Well, I mean, Cade dropped 51. It's going to be pretty hard to win when a guy drops 51 on the other team. Okay, so we'll have Ant guarding Cade, so hopefully he doesn't go for 51 again. And it looks like here we're going to come away with the win here in game 6. 20-point lead with a minute to go. Ant drops 49 points. Cade is held to 28 points by Anthony Edwards. And for some reason, John Collins is at the 2. I have no idea what Chris Finch is cooking, but I mean, I guess it worked because we're about to win our 3rd championship. And it is official, 141-118 here in game 6. Your Minnesota Timberwolves are champions once again. We took 2 years off, or was it 3 years? I think it was 2. Yeah, 2 years off from winning championships. And we are now champions once again. And Ja Morant is going to win Finals MVP for the first time this video. He was averaging 30 points, 12 assists. Yeah, it makes sense why he won it. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to call it a career after winning 3 championships. And Kawhi Leonard as a member of the Celtics, Andrew Wiggins, Timberwolves legend. Also, Rudy Gobert is retiring as a nice 69 overall. And also, Luka Garza, another Timberwolves legend, is retiring. And here with the 30th pick, I really don't know who I would take here. I guess we kind of do need a point guard, so Tyler Brown, welcome to Minnesota. And we have 4 second-round picks. I'm going to trade them to the Trailblazers for just a handful of future seconds. Abe Foster and Neil Livingston, we will be accepting these options here. And John Collins will re-sign on a 1-year deal. And we also sign Isaac Okoro to a 1-year deal. And Ayo Dosunmu wants an extension, so we'll do that. Abe Foster also wants an extension, so we'll offer him that. He accepts. Jaden McDaniels will also get an extension over 3 years. Ant regresses again. Ja Morant at 31 years old is up to a 91 overall. Frederick Bufford, the number 1 overall pick from last year, is up to an 87 overall. Jaden, just after we re-sign him, regresses. Kareem Lopez up to an 80. Naz Reid. Ayo Dosunmu, again, another guy we re-signed, but it was only to a minimum deal, so it wasn't as bad, but down 3 overall though. Abe Foster, 78. Isaac Okoro, John Collins regress. Trevor McMillan up to a 74, and Neil Livingston regresses at 23. And so we'll see if we can go back to back for the second time this video. The only new thing here is Frederick Bufford is now a starting 4 here. Cade goes back to back on MVPs, and Chris Finch brings home another Coach of the Year. This time we go 69 and 13. I still don't win Executive of the Year. Well, actually, I do think I have one, but I think that's about it. So Cam Boozer is on the All-NBA second team, but he's also on the All-NBA third team. I have no idea how that works, but for his award history, it's only showing up for 2032, so that's interesting. But we, of course, are the number 1 seed yet again, and we will be taking on the Warriors, who we faced in the conference finals last year. So Giannis is coming off the bench. He's got to be like 90 years old at this point, right? Yeah, he's 37. He might be retiring after this season. Well, I mean, he is an 86 overall, so maybe not. But yeah, this Warriors team is pretty much the exact same. We'll see about game 1. Goes to us. Game 2, Warriors. What about game 3? Okay, wow, we need to make some changes here. So we'll go to an 8-man rotation. We'll see if that fixes anything. What about this next game? Tied up at 2. 3-2 series. Can we close it out? And we do. Take on the Spurs, and we haven't faced the Spurs in the playoffs here for a while. I think it was year number 1 we faced them, and I don't think we've faced him since. So this Spurs team, of course, is still very good. They have 2 guys over 90 overall and some high 80 overalls as well. So this won't be an easy series. We'll see about game 1, us game 2, us game 3. Okay, this might actually be an easy series. Do we sweep them here in 4? Okay, they take 1 game. It'll be a gentleman's sweep in round 2. And we take on the Mavericks here. Cooper Flagg is up to a 97 overall, so he's one of the higher rated players in the league. Kyrie, 79 overall, though. He's 40 years old. Goodness gracious. But we'll see about game 1 here in this series. It goes to them. What about game 2? Us, game 3. Us, game 4. Series is tied up at 2. What about game 5? We're up 3-2. Can we close out the series? And we can. Ja Morant wins another Western Conference Finals MVP. And this Bulls team who we're facing off with in the finals, they have 92 overall Ace Bailey. That's right, they signed him. And Zion Williamson, who won back-to-back 6 Man of the Years, is still on this team. So this Bulls team is pretty solid. They do have some pretty good depth. We'll see about game 1 here in the finals. It goes to us. Game 2, Bulls. What about game 3? Bulls, game 4. We're down 3-1. All right, well, so I just noticed all 3 of the guys we had coming off the bench were big men. We did not have Ayo Dosunmu getting bench minutes. I fixed that now. So we'll go with these matchups here and see if we can make this 3-1 comeback happen. So we'll hop into Simcast, and it looks like we're going to pull away with this game. The 3-1 comeback is still possible. Ja Morant and Ant both had over 30 points. And we got the same matchups going for this next game, but the Bulls seem to be dominating here. And I think the Bulls... Well, I mean, actually, it's kind of close in the 4th quarter. We'll see if we're able to make the comeback happen. Maybe, probably not. I don't think so. Okay, yeah, we're going to lose in the finals. Ace Bailey drops 39. Zion off the bench drops 31. And we lose in the finals. The Bulls have won the championship. Ace Bailey is your finals MVP. And here with our pick, we'll be selecting power forward Gus Turner, best player on the board. And Russell Wilson is here in the 2nd round, but we're going to be taking Jaden Arthur. And we're going to send 3 second-round picks to the Clippers in exchange for 1. Great trade there. And here, Trevor McMillan and Frederick Bufford will be extending their options here. Neil Livingston, we're going to let him walk. And Walker Kessler re-signs, and we also pick up Jalen Hood-Schifino. But Alexander Sarr is going to the Lakers to team up with Luka Doncic, who just re-signed there. Frederick Bufford up to a 91 overall. Jaden McDaniels continues to regress. Yoam Berenger up to an 82. Kareem Lopez, 81. Ayo Dosunmu, though, down to a 75. Tyler Brown up to a 75 as well. We'll take that. So the only thing new here is Yoam Berenger is starting in at the 5. I don't think he was last season. I'm pretty sure it was Walker Kessler, but now he is starting this year. And also Jalen Hood-Schifino is in the lineup as well as Abe Foster. I don't think he was in the lineup last year, but we're getting him 10 minutes a game. Yoam Berenger wants $22 million. I guess why not? And Naz Reid on the minimum, 3 more years. We'll do that. But will Ant accept this 4-year deal? And he does. Ja Morant also wants to re-sign. And we'll offer this to Ja Morant, and he does accept. Well, we're offering him that until he's 38. I probably should have done a little less years because, yeah, he's going to be getting paid like crazy when he's 38. And Ja Morant, who's been cooking ever since we got him, has won MVP. How old is he? He's 33, averaging 26, 11. And the thing is, he did a lot better last season, granted not assist-wise, but like points, even rebounds just slightly. But he wins MVP here. Dusty Moore, Rookie of the Year. Where did he get drafted? Just out of curiosity. 17th pick of the second round, and he's a 70 overall. Okay. And we went 70-12. Throughout the first like 2 months of the season, we only had one loss. I thought we were going to break the wins record. Of course we didn't, but we got very close to it. And here, taking on the Thunder in the first round, they still have SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet. The big three is still intact, but we'll see about game one. Oh, not the whole round. We'll see about game one. Us. What about game two? Them. How about here for game three? Us. What about game four? Can we take a 3-1 lead? We take a commanding 3-1 lead, and we'll win the series in 5. And now the Mavericks here. Cooper Flag, 96 overall. I'm pretty sure we faced him last year in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Dalton Connect is there. Colin Sexton, Max Christie. RJ Barrett is down to a 73 overall. Jalen Williams is there. We'll see about game one in this series. Go to us. Game two. Them. Game three. Goes to them. Well, that means it's time for an 8-man rotation. We have Frederick Bufford getting 39 minutes. He's getting more minutes than the MVP. But we'll see how this 8-man rotation does, and we tie it up at 2. Can we take a 3-2 lead? We cannot. All right, well, we got these matchups going. We'll see if we can make the comeback on this series, and the Mavericks come out swinging 34-17 in the first quarter. Second quarter is more of us, but oh, we finally make a comeback here. Fourth quarter, we'll see if we can pull away. It looks like kind of a close game, and it looks like we do indeed pull away and tie it up at 3. Game 7, biggest game of the series, biggest game of the playoffs so far. It's mostly us, but still a relatively close game. We're actually starting to pull away. We're starting to pull away by a lot, and it looks like we will indeed advance on to the conference finals. We're taking on the Warriors, who just swept Wemby and the Spurs. So the Warriors have pods still. Giannis is coming off the bench. They don't have a single guy that's at least a 90 overall. But all right, we'll see about game 1 in our series. It will go to us. Game 2, us. Game 3 goes to them. What about game 4? 3-1 lead. Do not blow it. We advance onto the finals as we look to go back-to-back here, taking on the Raptors, who I don't believe we've faced all videos so far in the finals. But the Raptors here, Acuff at the point, Grady Dick in at the smoke. Didn't he leave the Raptors? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different rebuild that I did. Scotty Barnes is out there. Of course, we just saw Conference Finals MVP. Brandon Ingram coming off the bench. Kyrie's also in Toronto coming off the bench at a 77 overall. We'll see about game 1. Us, game 2. Us, game 3. Goes to them. This finals matchup is actually between my 2 favorite teams. I like the Timberwolves. I mean, I've always liked the Timberwolves. I'm a Timberwolves fan. But growing up, I really liked Kyle Lowry. So I kind of started liking the Raptors a little bit too. But we'll see. Can we take a 3-1 lead? And we can. And we'll see here if we can win. What would this be? Our 4th ring of the video? And it looks like, yeah, we're kind of pulling away. As long as we can hold on in this 4th quarter. I mean, the Raptors are kind of inching their way back, but I think it's going to be too little too late. So I had just been talking for like 30 seconds. I didn't realize that my recording wasn't on, but we won our 4th championship, 4th in Anthony Edwards' career, and I don't even know if I can say he led the team to the finals because Ja Morant won MVP. I haven't looked at the stats and everything, but he could also be winning finals MVP too. I guess we'll see in a second here. And it will indeed be Ja Morant winning finals MVP. Frederick Bufford though, 39-15, going 17 of 26. So yeah, he's really living up to that Tim Duncan ceiling. If this were a thing like a 30-year rebuild, he would be a very fun player to build around. But yeah, Ja Morant finals MVP there. And now we go on to see player retirements. So Naz Reid, that can't be happening yet. You know, I'm overriding all of these guys. You know, oh, I can't even override Kyrie. But Kristaps, you're coming back. Rui, you're coming back too. Also, by the way, if you guys can hear my washer in the background, it's kind of loud. That's my bad. I really wish these career stats would actually update though, because I know for sure Anthony Edwards has got to be number 1 by this point. And also Ja Morant would probably be on here as well. Also, I really have not been looking at this. Giannis is top 3 in scoring. Devin Booker is top 10, which granted, that's actually probably not unrealistic because I'm pretty sure he got in the league when he was like 18 and he scores a ton of points every season. So like him being top 10 by the end of his career actually is not like unrealistic. SGA is top 14. Where is Ant though? Anthony Edwards is 28th right now, and he's 31, so I would imagine he's probably going to go like 4 or 5 more years, so I don't know, maybe he gets into the top 10. I traded up from pick 30 to 23 by giving up a handful of second round picks, and now we'll see who's available here. Cole Bullard, though, has all-NBA ceiling, so we'll add him to the team. And Peter Young, power forward, has the best ceiling from the top guys, so we'll also add him. So 2 big men here in this 2033 and I almost said NFL NBA draft. We'll be accepting all of these options here. We'll see if he accepts 9.72, and he does. Trevor McMillan also wants an extension. We'll offer him 3 years on the minimum, and he accepts. But this is definitely the most important one, though. Frederick Bufford is eligible for an extension but hasn't made a decision quite yet. A lot of players are regressing though. John Morant down 1, a handful of guys are down a little bit, but we only have 3 guys, well I guess also Frederick Bufford as well, but 4 total guys are progressing, everybody else is regressing. That could be an issue. Ayo Dosunmu, it's been real. You're part of the reason we won some championships here, but unfortunately we need to get down to 15 players in order to start the season, and I'm only going to take 1 second from the Grizzlies here. Also, Peter Young, the guy we just drafted, he's going to be getting sent away for a second round pick. And here at the midway point of the season, we have 3 guys in the MVP race. That is actual insanity. Okay, so I did it again. I was talking and I completely forgot to actually start my recording, so we traded away a first round pick, Cole Bullard, and an exception for Julian Strawther. He is a little bit of a higher overall compared to Jaden McDaniels, so we brought him in. Jaden wants a minimum extension. We will be accepting that. And Frederick Bufford will be taking home the MVP, averaging 27 and just under 10 rebounds. And what a shocker, Wemby, another defensive player of the year. We take on the Trailblazers here in round 1. We'll see. We'll just go through the round. We'll see if we win. And it will be a win in 5. We take on the Spurs here, Defensive Player of the Year, Wemby. Cat is on the Spurs now, coming off the bench. That's actually an interesting pairing, Wemby and Cat. If you put Cat at the 4, though, I feel like that's actually a crazy duo. Jared McCain's also there. We take game 1, game 2, us, game 3, us. Will we sweep them in game 4? We will indeed. And now we go on to face the Mavericks yet again. And this Mavericks team, they added Kasparis. I think that's how you say his name. And I think that's the only new addition to this team, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see about game 1. Us. What about game 2? Us. Game 3. We're just rolling through these playoffs here. Oh, I guess we're not rolling. 4-1 win. So we've lost 2 games, all playoffs so far. We take on the Hawks. Frederick Bufford and John Riley are your conference finals MVPs. So Nikola Topic, he was a free agent to start off the season actually, so the Hawks must have just picked him up. But the Hawks, I'm pretty sure they won a championship. What year was it? So it was, they've actually won 2. They went back to back, 2029 and 2030. I don't think we lost to them in the finals. We might have, it's possible I guess, but we'll see here if we get the win in game 1, and we do. Game 2, us. Game 3 goes to them. All right, what about game 4? Tied up at 2. Game 5. 3-2 series. We're not going to go to Simcast for this one. We'll just see if we win, and we do. The 5th championship of Anthony Edwards' career, finals MVP, goes to John Morant. Jokic is retiring. We're going to override that, of course. Also, I was thinking about doing a Nuggets rebuild. If that's something you guys want to see, then feel free to let me know in the comments. But Cat, we're not going to let him retire quite yet. Naz Reid, though, is calling it a career. After being a UDFA, he wins 5 rings, so very solid career for Naz Reid. I would say throughout Timberwolves history, he's definitely one of the better players, and then, yeah, those are all the player retirements. But Naz Reid didn't even get a jersey retirement. That can't be true, because if he played his entire career with the Timberwolves, won 5 rings, also had the 6th man of the year, he would get his jersey retired 100%. We'll be accepting this trade with the Nets here, picking up 2 second-round picks in exchange for 3. That means we have no picks in this draft, and we'll go straight to team player options here. So Tyler Brown, Gus Turner will accept both. Qualifying offers, of course, Frederick Bufford. We want to extend him 100%, and Jaden Arthur would also like to bring him back. So Frederick Bufford wants $78 million a year. That's pocket change, though, for guys like us. The Knicks also really want him, but if he signs there, we're matching that deal 100%. But Jaden Arthur wants $15 a year. Unfortunately, we cannot afford that, so he's just going to have to be a guy we accept the qualifying offer for, But Frederick Bufford accepts our 5-year deal offer. We're bringing Walker Kessler back on a 1-year deal, and Dalton Connect as well, because we're building a super team here in Minnesota. And Jaden Arthur accepts the qualifying offer. Tyler Brown will offer him a 4-year deal, and he accepts. Abe Foster will also offer him a deal. He accepts. Player progression, Frederick Bufford up to a 97 overall. John Morant down to an 88. Dalton Connect down 1. Jaden Arthur though up 4. Tyler Brown up 1. Gus Turner up 1. Jaden McDaniels down 5 though. That's unfortunate to see. And Jalen Hood-Schifino, why not? Wants a 3-year minimum deal. We'll offer him the extension. Here at the trade deadline though, 45-7. Really no reason to break this core up. I mean, we've been winning championships left and right, and we're already a really good team, so we'll just go on to the end of the season. Frederick Bufford goes back-to-back with MVPs, also won NBA Cup MVP, and I won Executive of the Year. Again, we go 73-9. Chris Finch, of course, is Coach of the Year. I'm surprised Chris Finch hasn't tried to retire, though. He's been in the league 23 years. I guess it's possible he does try this offseason, but hopefully not. We take on the Trailblazers here again in round 1. They'll take a game again. And we win 4-1, same as last year, and we take on the Mavericks again in the second round. And we'll go with game 1 here. It goes to us. Game 2, us. Game 3, us. Will we sweep them for back-to-back years? We will not. They take a game. We win 4-1. We're taking on the Grizzlies. I don't think we've faced the Grizzlies at all. So this is John Morant's former team, of course. Josh Giddey isn't at the 1. AJ DeBonsta is over there, 94 overall. Jim Harper, 95 overall. But yeah, like I said, I don't think we faced the Grizzlies at all. So we'll see about game 1 here. Of course, they are the number 3 seed. What about game 2? We'll go to us. Game 3. Will we sweep them in game 4? We have lost 2 games so far this entire playoffs. And we take on the Pacers here, who still have Tyrese, Rudy Carr, auto-generated guy, I believe. Yeah, he's drafted in 2031. He was the first overall pick in 2031. Cason Wallace is there, though. Darius Garland is also there. We'll see about game 1. Goes us. Game 2. Us. Game 3. Them. What about game 4? 3-1. Do not blow the lead as we go for our 6th championship, and we win it. Frederick Bufford wins his first finals MVP, averaging 33 and 15. But yeah, like I said, if this is like a 20-30-ish year rebuild, he would be a very fun player to build around. But of course, with Ant turning 33, probably have about like 3 more years left-ish. So this rebuild's coming to a close. We still have the objective, though, of breaking that wins record and getting Ant into the top 10 in scoring, which right now, we'll see where he's at, actually. He's in 17th place right now, so he's getting very close. I don't think he's going to get to 1. That would be very surprising, but he should get top 10. If he's not top 10, I would be very surprised. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Timberwolves legend, we got to override that. But Giannis, at 40 years old, as a member of the Raptors, is calling it a career. De'Aaron Fox is also retiring. Dalton Connect, can't let him retire after a ring. Can't do that. So I traded up to the 22nd pick by giving up a bunch of seconds. We're going to take Javon Barlow here with this pick, and that will be our only pick here. Gus Turner will be accepting that team option for him. Jaden Arthur, we're going to extend the qualifying offer on him again. And it is about that time. This will probably be the last contract extension of Anthony Edwards' career. We'll see if he accepts, and he does. And Yoan Berger, we want to re-sign him as well. We'll give him 19 a year. Julian Strawther, 2 years on the minimum. And Gus Turner, 3 years on the minimum. He accepts. Trevor McMillan, again, 3 years on the minimum. Jaden Arthur re-signs on a 5-year deal, and we sign Kyle Filipowski. That was horrible. Kyle Filipowski, I think that's how you say it. He's going to be our new backup center. Dalton Connect, I'll see if I can re-sign him. And he accepts the 1-year deal, so this will be our free agency here. Frederick Bufford is getting close to a 99 overall. John Morant down to an 85. We see some regression here as well as some progression. A lot of regression though. Jaden McDaniels is down to a 70. You know what? I can't do it to Jaden. He's a franchise legend. We're going to trade Trevor McMillan instead. Frederick Bufford with a 3-peat on MVP, averaging 26 and 11. And we tie the wins record going 73 and 9. We're getting so close. Here in round 1, we take on AJ DeBonsta and the Wizards. We'll see if we can win this series, and we win it in 5, taking on the Trailblazers, who we faced the past 2 years in the first round. Now we face them in the second round, so we sweep them here in the second round. And now we take on the Warriors here, who have mostly just auto-generated guys. Brandon Ingram's there as well. Johnny C. Poole. Jordan Poole's son is over there. Jalen Johnson's also on the team. We'll see about game 1. Goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. What about game 3? Can we sweep them in 4 games here? And we do. We're back in the finals. Going for this three-peat. Frederick Bufford won Conference Finals MVP. Now we take on the Heat here. This is what their team is looking like. Trey Mann is over in Miami. We'll see about game 1. Goes to us. Game 2 goes to them. What about game 3 here in the finals? It goes to them. So for the first time in like 4 years, maybe even more than that, we're down in a series in the playoffs. So it turned out we were in a 10-man rotation. We're down to an 8-man now. We'll see if that fixes anything. What about this next game? We tied up at 2, 3-2. I think this will be our 6th ring. If we win, or our 7th, we'll see. It goes to us. Anthony Edwards wins Finals MVP on his, is this his 7th ring or is this his 6th? I think it might be his 7th actually. We'll see. Yeah, it's his 7th ring in 10 years. So from 2027 to 2036, Anthony Edwards has won 7 rings. That is insane. And he's still got a handful of years left on his career. A lot of guys retiring here. Julian Strawther, no. But Dalton Knecht will call it a career after winning back-to-back rings. So Alfred Wembanyama is entering the league here, and I think we're going to take him here because I really don't know who else I would take. And I mean, it would be nice if we could sign Victor, but unfortunately we do not have $80 million laying around. And Franklin Sanders, welcome to the team. Frederick does not reach that 99 quite yet. Jaden Arthur up to an 84. John Morant continues to regress, and just a lot of regression all around. Not really much progression, but I mean, we're still winning championships despite this, and Jaden McDaniels is down to a 67. We'll offer this to John Morant and he accepts. Kareem Lopez, 4-year extension, or not 4-year, 3-year extension, and Jaden McDaniels wants an extension. I think this would be a fair price for him. Alright, so we just picked up this guy who I was thinking about signing in free agency, but I didn't, and now we end up trading for him. We send away Javon Barlow and 2 firsts to get him. Also, Devin Booker got signed to the Jazz. Interesting. But yeah, he's going to be our new starting 3, 80 overall. Matthew Ryan, welcome to the team. Frederick Bufford wins 4 MVPs in a row. He could be on pace to becoming the GOAT. But we have our worst record in a while, which is kind of weird to say because we go 64-18 and we're the number 1 seed, but this is still our worst record in a handful of years. But here for round 1, we're going to be taking on Wemby and the Spurs. We'll go through the round and we'll see if we do. We win 4-1 and we take on the Thunder here. Do they still have SGA? Yeah, they do. They also have Kenny Leonard, Kawhi Leonard's son. And we'll just go through the round and see, and we'll sweep them. We take on the Clippers here in the conference finals, who of course have Caleb Wilson from that original draft. Luka is here, 79 overall. He's 38, and we'll see about game 1 in this series. It will go to us. Game 2, us. Game 3. As we go for a, what would this be, a 5-peat? Well, we got to win the conference finals first, and we do. Frederick Bufford averaging 40. This guy might be the GOAT, actually. But I'm pretty sure we're going for a 5-peat at this point. I've honestly lost count. We'll see about game 1, us. Game 2, us. Game 3, us. And it looks like we're going for a sweep here in the finals. Oh, I guess not. And we win. In 5, Frederick Bufford wins yet another MVP. In player retirements, Cat retires, unfortunately. He should have won one with the Wolves, man. John Morant is looking to retire, and at 82 overall, he's gonna keep regressing. You know, we'll let him play one more year. We'll let him run it back. Denny, he was my fantasy GOAT from this past year. I think we'll just override all these guys. Let's be completely real here. Cat's number officially is retired here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But here with the last pick, we have a chance to take a guy with Ray Allen as his ceiling. I mean, I guess why not? Irvin McCarthy, welcome to the team. So we pick up Tonde Yesofu. I really do not know how to pronounce that name. We also signed Jalen Wells and Missy here. Matthew Ryan wants like 15 a year, or no, I don't think it was 15. I think it was like 10 a year, which we cannot afford. We don't have bird rights on him. But Frederick Bufford regresses though. He's down to a 97. Ant is also down a little bit. John Morant continues to regress, Missy as well. Tyler Brown is up 1 though, and he's the only guy in this team to progress. Jaden is down to a 65 overall. And Julian Strawther will be getting sent to the Cavs. We're only going to take a 2nd round pick. Actually, I mean, he is a 77 overall, actually. So, you know what? We'll get a lottery protected first from the Cavs. I think that's fair considering he's a 77 overall. We'll offer this 3-year deal to Frederick Bufford, and he will accept. Tyler Brown, 3 more years on the minimum. And Abe Foster as well. Also Gus Turner, he accepts. And Jaden McDaniels, I'm really surprised he hasn't retired because he's 36. Well, he was 36 last offseason and is like under a 70 overall. You know, I have been keeping him around because technically at this point he is a franchise legend, but at 37, going to be 38, doesn't play at all. I'm just going to let him walk after this season, so I really hope he retires. There is 3 games left in the regular season. We have a chance to break the wins record here. We will see if it will finally happen, and it will not. We tie it. Well, Frederick Bufford wins yet another MVP. We have a guy averaging a triple single, winning Rookie of the Year. Heading into the playoffs, of course, the number 1 seed. I think we've been the number 1 seed the past, 8 years, something crazy like that. That's got to be in a record in itself. And the Grizzlies won 2 games. Rockets in round 2. I don't think we've faced the Rockets, at least in quite some time, probably since they had KD. And they have a 98 overall point guard and a 92 overall shooting guard. So this is a pretty good Rockets team. We'll see about game 1 in the series. It will go to us. Game 2 goes to them. What about game 3? Us. Game 4. Them. 2-2 series. Can we take the 3-2 lead? And can we close it out? It's game 7. Well, that means it's about time to go down to the 8-man rotation. And they just took Jalen Wells out of the starting lineup. Okay. But Ja Morant is a starter. I don't think he's started any games all season. So this is going to be his first starting action in game 7. I think actually when you consider the fact that their backcourt is insane, Jaden Arthur starting at the 1 might be the move considering his defense. Alright, we got the matchup set up. We'll see if we can win this game 7 here. It's been a while since we've had a game 7, but the Rockets are coming out swinging though. We kind of come back and it's kind of going back and forth here. Going into the 4th quarter, we might be jumping into this game. We haven't done that in quite some time. 3 seconds. Okay, I kind of stopped it a little late there. I don't know who has the ball, but I know there's 3 seconds. We got to see this last shot. Hopefully it's us who has the ball, and it's them. I wish I jumped in a little sooner, but we'll see how this last shot attempt goes. It's going to be from half court. Okay, they didn't even run a play or anything. That was just a half court shot. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to complain. That helps us, but wow. Alright, 3-point game with 54 seconds to go. In overtime, we will hop back in, and it is Rockets ball. 54 seconds to go. It'll be an inbound pass. Oh my gosh, okay. Ant is getting just absolutely clamped up here. If this was 5 years ago, Ant would have blown by him. And we take a contested mid-range, and we're going to lose game 7. And indeed, the Timberwolves will fall for the first time in 5 years in the playoffs? It's been something crazy like that. But it had to have happened eventually. We'll see who will go on to win the championship. The Nets are in the finals, and it will be the Rockets in game 7. Caffey winning finals MVP. Is Chris Finch going to try retiring? He has not yet, and he still hasn't. Luka and Devin Booker both entered the Hall of Fame, and the Mavericks are retiring Luka's jersey. It's not going to be like a KG Timberwolves situation. It's just going to happen. So the number 1 overall pick is an 88 overall right out of the gate. He's 7 foot with a 7'8" wingspan. He weighs 269. Goodness gracious, dude. Thankfully, this rebuild's almost over. This guy's going to be insane. I can already tell. But Wembanyama and Irvin McCarty, the guy who had Hall of Fame ceiling, will be accepting these options here. And we signed this guy, Abe Wilkes. He was a guy I wanted to trade for at the trade deadline, but we really weren't able to. Missy resigns on a 1-year deal. And we pick up Drake Powell and Koa Pete here, and that will be it for free agency for us. Ant is down to a 90. Jaden Arthur up to an 85. I think he might start at the 1 this season. I feel like that would probably make the most sense. I'll probably put him at the 1. But everyone else besides Irvin has regressed. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. We have Jaden Arthur at the 1. Where did I draft him? He was a 2nd round pick. So the 5th pick in the 2nd round is now the starting point guard on a team with championship aspirations. But Jaden Arthur will offer him this contract. He accepts. And Ja Morant, I guess he's not going to retire. He wants a minimum contract. He's a franchise legend at this point. We'll keep him around. Anthony Edwards also wants an extension. Can we do 3 years? We can. And I guess we'll offer him. He accepts. This 6.5, and he accepts. And Frederick Bufford, future GOAT, has won yet another MVP, averaging 33 and 10 on 63%. Chris Finch, Coach of the Year, and me, Executive of the Year. Now we are the 1 seed yet again, taking on the Defensive Player of the Year. Also, one thing, Ant is getting very close to that number 1 spot. He's just behind SGA here at number 3. But just look at this list, man. The top 10 scorers in NBA history. Of course, LeBron at 1. SGA at 2, Ant at 3, Kate at 4, Giannis at 6, Jokic at 7, Devin Booker at 8, Luka 9, Jason Tatum is here, Karl Anthony Towns is here, LaMelo Ball, Wemby is here. Wemby might be in the top 10 before he retires. Well, he probably will. Paolo Banchero, Ja Morant is in here, Jaylen Brown, Cooper Flagg's up here too. What about Frederick? There's no way he's in the top 100 yet, is there? Darren Peterson though, he's at 26,000. And I mean, Zachary's in here too, proving everybody wrong. Julius Randle, the guy we traded, is also in here. So in probably one more season, well, in definitely one more season, he would be at least top 100. I mean, I don't think by the end of his career he would be like top 5 or anything, or maybe even top 10. I don't think he would be top 10 by the end of his career, but like, he might be top 50. But anyways though, we have the playoffs to worry about. We'll go through round 1 and it will be a sweep. We take on the Kings here in round 2. And it will be another sweep. The Warriors in round 3. Well, who's on this Warriors team? So Giannis, is he still here? No, Giannis retired. That's right, he was on the Raptors. But we'll see about these conference finals. It will be a 4-1 win. Frederick Bufford, conference finals MVP. And we take on the Celtics. I don't think we've faced the Celtics yet. And the Celtics here have AC Williams, 94 overall. He was the 7th pick in 2033. And I'm pretty sure this is Trevor Ariza's son right here. Also, for some reason, these auto-generated guys, I'm seeing like really high numbers, like all of these guys are in the 40s. But we'll see about game 1 as Ant goes for his 8th ring. I'm pretty sure at this point we win game 1. Game 2, us. Game 3, them. What about game 4? 3-1 lead, don't blow it, and we win another championship. Frederick Bufford takes home the finals MVP. Anthony Edwards wants to retire. We're going to run it back one more year. So this rebuild is getting... Jared McCain is back on the 76ers though. So he just re-signed there a couple years ago. He wants to retire. Keontae George, I was considering signing him in the offseason. He wants to retire. He was also one of my fantasy goats from this past season. But Cade also wants to retire at a 91. We'll keep him around as well. Scotty Barnes at an 80 overall. We gotta keep him. And also Jaden McDaniels retired. His jersey rightfully also retired in Minnesota history. But it seems to be this will be our last season here in this Anthony Edwards Timberwolves rebuild here. So this offseason, we gotta go all in to try and bring Ant one more ring. Because if we can get him to 10 rings, he might just very well be the GOAT. I guess until Frederick Bufford passes him, of course. But for the time being, he would be the GOAT. So we gotta go all in, see if we can build up this team and win yet another ring. Even though with this team already, I don't even think we need to make many trades. We probably could win without making a single one. So I'm trading away all of my draft picks here to the Thunder for 2 first-round picks with the objective of stacking assets. There also really wasn't anyone I was interested in looking at. Also, the Kings rookie. I completely forgot. I was going to look at his stats, but he didn't win Rookie of the Year though. What was his overall? So I'm pretty sure it was this guy right here. First team all rookie though. So he averaged 13-7 in his rookie year as an 88 overall. Team player options, Wembanyama, we're going to let him walk. Irvin will accept this. He does have the Hall of Fame ceiling, so might as well. And we're going to be trading away Kareem Lopez, one of our first draft picks in this video, to the Bulls in exchange for 2 second-round picks. And we'll also be trading away Abe Foster to the Raptors in exchange for a first-round pick. So we pick up a few guys here. Mark Hudgens on a 1-year deal, Burt Marshall on a 3-year deal, and Irvin McCarthy re-signs on a 2-year deal. Jared McCain signs on a 1-year deal, and John Stockton's son, Trent Stockton, signs on a 2-year deal. And we also pick up Trevor Ariza's son, and Ant is down to an 88 overall as he's looking to hit number 1 on the all-time scoring, as well as also get his 10th championship. But absolutely nobody on this team besides Gus Taylor progressed. There's a ton of regression on this team. Going into what could be the very last season of this rebuild, here is what the starting lineup is looking like. Jaden Arthur at the 1, Ant at the 2, Wilkes at the 3, Bufford at the 4, Berger at the 5, and then coming off the bench, Trent Stockton, Mark Hudgens, Burt Marshall, and Koa Pete. So if this is the last season of this rebuild, if you guys are still watching this video, I don't know how long this video is going to be. It could easily be over an hour, but if you're still watching, I really appreciate that. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the Timberwolves are my favorite team, so being able to rebuild this team, and go however many seasons it's been, I don't even know at this point, and win a good chunk of championships. It's been very fun to do. And if there's another rebuild you guys want to see, make sure to let me know in the comments. I did just do a historical Rockets one, so if you've not seen that one, I recommend you go check it out. But as I did mention, we're going to be going all in this season, so if I get to the trade deadline and the team is like sucking, we're going to make a big trade, so stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I'll advance onto the trade deadline. We play the Suns 3 times in a row in a week. That's crazy. Jalen Duren at 36 is making $34 million a year. That's crazy. Anyways, though, like I said, we're going all in. I want to see if we can bring in maybe a better center. We're not going to be doing that. We'll just give up all the first round picks. Will they accept? And they will. So we improve our center position. That was the lowest overall of all of our starters. And I mean, we do still have some draft picks, so I guess we could improve the bench a little bit too. So Koa Pete and all of our first round picks plus a second for this 86 overall power forward, and they accept. All right, so our team improves a little bit. We're going all in for Ant's last season. We'll see if we can win this championship. Also, I don't think Ant is going to get to that #1 spot. Very close, though. Unfortunately, he will not get there. But I mean, top 3 is incredible. But also, LaMelo Ball breaks Steph Curry's record for most career threes. And also, there's something pretty interesting about this free throws made all-time career. I'm not going to name any names or anything, but in case any of you guys were wondering, this is what it's looking like. But also, Anthony Edwards is top 3 in minutes all-time. That's interesting. But Cat, by a long shot, is the all-time NBA leader in fouls. But also, Frederick Bufford leads NBA history with most points in a playoff game with 67. And he also has a 62-point game in the league this year. But yeah, Ant, his career highs, 61 points, 10 3-pointers made in a game, 14 rebounds, 14 assists, but also for team records here. For some reason, some of them update, but like career ones, for example, they don't, which I don't understand as to why. Everything else does, but career points does not. But anyways, though, we'll go on to the end of the season. Do we have any contract extensions? Just in case Ant doesn't decide to retire, we do not have any. Frederick Bufford wins. This has got to be like 7 MVPs in a row. I just want to see. So yeah, this literally has been 7 MVPs in a row for the #1 overall pick from 2030. And Wemby, how many defensive players of a year? He's won 14 all in a row. Goodness gracious. And Chris Finch, another coach of the year. So of course we are the #1 seed. We'll simulate the play-in. We take on the Grizzlies here. John Morant's former team, the AJ DeBonsta led Grizzlies. We'll see about this series here, and it will be a gentleman's sweep. We take on the Kings here in round 2. And it'll be a gentleman's sweep again. Now we take on the Warriors. Well, we have had some matchups with this Warriors team over the past couple of years in the playoffs. We'll see about this matchup though. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2, us. Game 3, us. Game 4, 3-1 lead. Don't blow it. We go to the finals and we take on the Celtics, who we beat in the finals the last time we were in the finals. So we'll see here about game 1. It will go to us. Game 2, the Celtics. What about game 3? Us. Game 4, tied up at 2. They have a 3-2 lead of the series. We gotta lock in. Ant's career cannot go down on a loss. We have to get this finals win. Frederick Bufford's gonna have to lock in. But alright, we got the matchup set up here. We'll see if we can make this 3-2 series comeback, and Ant's career can end off with a championship. And first half kind of went our way. It looks like we're kind of starting to pull away here in the second half. It's not that. Actually, okay, I was going to say the Celtics had a very good fourth quarter, but we thankfully came away with the win. We're going to try those same matchups. And here we go, game 7 in what could possibly be the last game of Anthony Edwards' career. He's got to lock in. The first half is kind of going the Celtics' way, though. They're starting to pull away here in the second half. Ant is dropping 22, or not 32, 22. And we'll go through the fourth quarter. I mean, it's actually decently close. I think we might jump in with like a minute to go. We have the lead here. All right, so 1-point game with 50 seconds. Probably the last game of Anthony Edwards' career. We got to jump in and see how this goes. And it'll be Celtics ball. They inbound it here. Some great defense. Oh, almost a turnover, but it's going to be a dunk as Anthony Edwards is dribbling around. It's going to pass out to Jaden Arthur, who's going to hold it in the corner. Waits for a screen. He's going to dribble around. Could have taken the mid-range. He's going to dribble. It'll kick out to James. Shoots the 3, and he hits it Timberwolves lead by 2. Now the Celtics can go for the win here in Game 7 or go for the tie. It'll be a drive by Williams here. He's not getting past Jaden Arthur. Good contest. Shots off. Anthony Edwards has the ball and is getting sent to the line with a chance to make this a 4-point game. First one is up and it's good. Gotta hit this one here to make it a 4-point game, and he converts. Celtics have no timeouts. They gotta dribble this ball all the way up. Jaden Arthur is meeting him at half court. Pump fake. Picked up his dribble very early there. And it'll be another pump fake. They're wasting a lot of time here. Step back 3. It's off. The Minnesota Timberwolves will win. What is this, our 10th championship or something crazy like that? But Anthony Edwards' career will end with 10 rings, and Frederick Bufford averaging 27 and 9. Just out of curiosity, what did Ant average? 25 and 4? Okay. But that will indeed do it for the legendary career of Anthony Edwards. A 10-time NBA champion, a 3-time Finals MVP, and I guess he didn't win a league MVP. I thought he did. I guess not though. But still, very good career for Anthony Edwards, and also top 3 in scoring. Definitely the greatest Timberwolf of all time. Winning 10 rings in the span of, what was that, like 14 years is actual insanity. Anthony Edwards will go down as one of, if not the greatest players in NBA history, as he calls it, a career. And in his last season at 38 years old was averaging 28.8 points per game. But Ja Morant is also going to be retiring. Of course, we traded for him in the very first offseason. Just looking at his accolades, he also, yeah, that's right, he won the MVP and some Finals MVPs. Of course, a 10-time NBA champion, 10-time All-Star, also did have 30,000 career points. And Bronny James is also retiring. He's a guy who I considered signing in the last offseason, but I didn't have the cap space to do it. And Yon Berger's retiring too. No, we gotta keep him. But also LaMelo Ball, the 3rd overall pick in Anthony Edwards' draft, is also retiring. There it is. Anthony Edwards is entered into the Hall of Fame, as well as Ja Morant. They will both go down in NBA history. And rightfully so. Anthony Edwards' jersey will be retired, as well as Ja Morant's. And alright, that will complete the rebuild of the rest of Anthony Edwards' career. I think just for fun, we're going to run through one more season just without Ant. We'll see how the team does. And to start this off, we signed Wemby. And this was just a very random team that I put together. We're not really taking this serious. This is just for fun. It's the last season, and we'll see how this team does. Also, Ant got up to number 2 on the all-time leading scorers. I thought he was number 3, but number 2 is really solid. And Frederick Bufford wins yet another MVP. Who would have guessed on that? Also, we had Rookie of the Year. I don't even remember drafting him, or he's 33 and just won Rookie of the Year. He's undrafted. When did I sign him? So he's Rookie of the Year and 6th Man of the Year. I don't remember signing this guy at all. I mean, I guess, okay, a 33-year-old just won Rookie of the Year. Wemby wins Defensive Player of the Year. We almost had every award. We're just gonna sim through the entire playoffs, and we'll see how this team does. So it's a sweep in round 1, sweep in round 2, Game 7 in round 3, and we'll see about the finals here. We'll simulate the round, and it'll be a sweep yet again. Your Minnesota Timberwolves have won yet another championship. But wow, Wemby wants to retire on the Timberwolves. Wow. Yon Berger gets his number retired. But yeah, that will do it for the Minnesota Timberwolves realistic rebuild. I mean, I guess it wasn't really realistic the past couple of seasons, but you know, it was for the most part. This was very fun. Won a lot of championships. Anthony Edwards probably became the GOAT, arguably. 10 rings, top 3 scorer of all time. You know, you could argue it. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. I really appreciate that. Feel free to check out the other content I have up on my channel, and also feel free to comment any content suggestions you might have. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.